Hello everyone, my name is Tucker, and welcome back to Russian Fishing 4 and our float fishing character. Between episodes, I did buy another 10 portions of tea and brew all 10 of them. All 10 were successful, so we're up to cooking of 4%. I actually bought another firewood log, but didn't end up needing it, so we're logged into Mosquito right now and taking a look at the cafe just to see if there's anything that would be super worth it. I'm thinking I'm just going to go try and catch some of these things for this top row here. So gibbles, common carp, sleepers, and crucians. Rough is an option for later today. It's about noon in game, about 10:30 in game. So that gives us some options to have some fun today and see what we can get. So I am getting a chance to record this mid-afternoon U.S. time on October 4th. So I got lucky. A meeting at work got canceled, so decided to do a quick record session in between meetings here. So I'm going to go around the corner to a spot that I like to fish just because I want to get away from the same spots we've been going to over and over and over so far. So um, we've got enough tea. I did grab my free food for the day from the uh, food place since we were already up there and wanted to go ahead and get that in flight. So good news there. We'll see what we can catch today. See if we can make enough silver. Overall, my goals today are pretty basic. I want to just catch fish and work on bait harvesting a little bit. Long-term goal would be to get up to 150 silver to buy the starter plus kit, but we've got a ways to go for that. Right now, we've got just over 20 silver, and we'll probably spend some of that focusing on bait harvesting. But with the shovel we bought last episode, we'll slowly level up bait harvesting as well. And we actually got our first red worm as well too. So good news there. We're up to 1.2% bait harvesting, and we've got a ways to go for that. Definitely want to get up to pearl barley, hopefully before level 12, but I think that's honestly going to be pushing it just a little bit. So the spot I like is right over there by that log across the way there. And again, we're going to try and get sleepers, um, gibbles, crucians, and roach. Pretty much just any fish we can get, it would be good for the order. And then maybe in the evening, we'll target rough for the night. Ran right by where I wanted to set up. So I like to set up right in here. This is set up for mainly carp, which I'm okay with. So we'll go ahead and cast it out. And that'll work. This one is set up for roach or sleepers. That'll work as well. We'll cast that out. And this is kind of set up for a little bit of everything. We already caught the ground. Nope, just popped up. Good. Getting a nibble on both rods. I jumped the gun on this one. Need to look what hooks I have on this rod. Might have small hooks on here right now, and I don't really want super small. We'll see what happens after this fish. Well, if this fish wants to actually take the bait. I saw it going side to side. I knew we had something decent crucian. Did not get that out as far as I would like to have. Right now we are at 91.51 for coordinates, kind of casting out towards the other side. A decent little perch, but still not a marker, unfortunately. That was not sitting on the ground, or that was sitting on the bottom, which is not what we want. We've got decent hooks on this one. Need to check rod 2. 16, so we've got a decent hook on it as well. These rods are still pretty small. We don't want to be going after too big a fish yet. And that's really why I want to upgrade to the Starter Plus float kit. It's got a 7-kilo rod, and you can use that for quite a while. So we may end up buying 2 of those long term, so that we got 2 of them that are the same size, same possibilities. Got a random Windows pop up in the corner. That was the Windows noise. Hopefully I got those quieted now. Fishing's a little slow over here right now. I may try a different spot if we don't get much. I don't think I have any maggots. I had better luck over here with maggots. But I'm pretty sure last episode we used everything we had up and should have bought some more. Yep. Let's throw out bloodworms over here. Since we have a few. Rod 1 I saw just dive out of the corner of my eye. Marker gibble. That'll do. Oh. That was a fake bite and I fell for it. I knew it as soon as I tried to pull it in too. Feels like a roach or a crucian. Roach tend to nibble a little more aggressively than this, so I'm thinking it's a crucian. And potentially a decent sized one. It was a crucian. I wouldn't call it a decent sized one though. Roach on bloodworm. I think we only had 3 bloodworms though. Yep. So if you look in the upper left corner above the icon of the bloodworm, you can see that We've got 2 left, and then it tells you you can press the B as in Bravo or bait key to switch baits. And right now you want to be digging as much as you can to be leveling up your bait harvesting. Then I will almost always drink a tea after I dig because that's going to lower your food significantly every time you dig. And the higher your food bar, the higher your comfort bar, the higher your, or the more the more quickly, there's the word I'm looking for, your energy will come back. And I tried to lift up the wrong rod while I was talking. I'm kind of surprised the bottom rod hasn't caught anything here. Usually it's pretty much as soon as that thing hits the water, it's got something on it. Pull it in a little bit closer. When the float popped up there, I knew we had something on it. That's usually what a bream will do, is push the float up rather than pull it down. Either a perch or a roach, I think. Decent roach. Got greedy there. I saw it go under while I was switching rods, and thought when it went down again, things would be better than it turned out. Been a little bit slow today. Very slow on the bottom rod. Speaking of the bottom rod, And then I pick up the wrong rod. White bream, marker one. That should be worth a little bit. With how slow things are here, I'm going to go ahead and relocate. Looks like the wind's picking up. We may have some rain coming in as well. And it just got interesting. It was fairly cold all day and just got very hot. This is one of my other favorite spots, 9571. Especially looking for roach and sleepers here. I'll throw that over by the grass. Throw the bloodworm closer to the lilies there. And the worm as well. Kind of underneath the lilies. And with the wind blowing, you can see the floats starting to blow to the side as well too. It's one of the downsides of float fishing is your floats will drift with the current. It's possible for your bottom rod to float with the current as well too, especially if you're in a river and don't have a heavy enough either feeder or sinker on it. That was our last bloodworm, so we'll switch back over to worm. Again, I would like to have maggots, but I didn't buy any and probably should have. Little perch. Rod 1 might have something on it. Nope, it was just hidden behind rod 2 with wind blowing it. Ooh, a chub. Did not expect that here. Little baby chub, but... And here's where I've caught the ground. At least I think I have. Yep. So I may teleport over to winding. Marker chub. Not what I was expecting. Let's see if I try this from a bit of a different angle. If it's snagged or not. It looks like it is. I don't think that's a fish. Because it doesn't seem to be moving at all. Usually if it was a fish, it would at least move. That's a fake snag. That's unfortunate, but let's go see what's over at Winding, and if there's nothing good, we can always teleport back. I don't think we had any of the orders anyway. So 2 big rough at Winding, Gudgeon, Bleak. Oh, we'll see what we can do here. So only made 4 silver from the fish we got at Mosquito. Not the best day. And I am going to go ahead and go buy some more bloodworms and maggots before I forget. And probably some potatoes to work on our bait harvestings. So we wanted bloodworms, back at 30, maggots. Let's do a quick check of the weekly records on Gudgeon to see what they've been mainly biting. Red worms and worms. How much would a pack of red worms cost? We've got 21 silver right now. I'm guessing they only have the 300, yeah. And we can't afford that, obviously. So, is what it is there. But let's go ahead and go back and get a set of potatoes. I have not bought the map at Winding yet. I was going to pull that up and couldn't. If I remember correctly, the admin building's right here. So 5 silver for the map here. And the place we want to go, I always get confused. I think it's back over here. Kind of back in the back. So this is a sawmill. This is where you'll come if you're going to do lure making, especially like balsa lures and things like that. And what we're looking for is the grocer. I thought it was right next to that, but I'm wrong. Not the grocery store. We're looking for the farm. There it is. Farmer's market. So here you can buy potatoes. And we can't quite get 50, so we'll go ahead and just grab 5 potatoes. And we can cut those potatoes up to make some bait that works usually pretty good on most carp species. It is getting a little bit late to go after bleak and gudgeon, but we'll see what we can do. The rough order over at Mosquito looked a little more promising than the one here, but we'll give the one here a try as well too. So we want to make sure we've got our small hooks on. We've got 2 red worms, so I'll put 1 red worm on this rod. And then we'll take a step back so we can set the rod down. We'll take rod 2 out. Make sure we got our size 20 hook on it and put just normal worm on. This one we won't throw quite as far out. I did just realize I meant to bring those closer to the surface and forgot about that. Although our bottom rod's got something on it. I don't know if it's actually on yet. We're either getting a bite or we're dragging along the bottom there. I think we're actually dragging along the bottom. Now we definitely have something on. So again, pressing R kind of confirms there's something on there. It's possible to see that it's controlled and still not have a fish on, but it's rare. So that was a small perch. Not really what we were looking for, though. Just not liking my luck here, so I'm going to go back over to Mosquito. I think there were more options for us over there than at Winding right now. I remember a rough order. Looks like the rough order did expire, but 2 crucian orders, that should be pretty... this one might be difficult, but that's an option we could go for. And I think that's what I am going to go for. I like to fish here with an 8-meter flip, and then right now we only have wet bread for the bottom rod. And then we'll go back to size 14 hook with wet bread. And I think it's about 65, 70 centimeters here. That turned out okay. And also on this one, we'll go back to a 16. This one's not quite as strong as the other one. We'll put wet bread on it as well. With the wind blowing the way it is, it may not be a good day, but we'll see. $1.6. I think I'm seeing a bite on this one. Maybe I may have pulled it out a little early. So with the potatoes we bought, you can press in, select the potatoes, and select make. And you'll chop them up into potato cubes. And of course, we somehow failed on the only one we could make. I guess I slipped my thumb there. Sometimes the failures in this game make me laugh. You can fail making a ball of wet bread. You can fail brewing tea. I don't know how you fail brewing tea. You can fail chopping a potato into potato cubes. Ooh, that was a decent roach. The wind's really blowing right now. We got an 8 meter per second wind. So you'll just watch the float there next to the boats blow across the surface of the water. $20 for float fishing now. I saw this one going the opposite direction of the wind. So that's why I figured there was a fish on it. And it looks like a pretty decent one. Yep. 750 gram crucian, and we leveled up to level 9. Instead of picking that up and recasting it, I just drug it across back where I wanted it. And I know we do have a fish on the bottom rod, but it's not as likely to slip off. Again, I saw the float go in the opposite direction of the wind. Right. That one was going across the surface instead of being down in the water a little bit. And especially with the wind, I would prefer it to be lower. So drink some tea, dig some worms. We're up to 1.8. I think pearl barley's 10 if I remember correctly. So we've got a ways to go. Again, I'd like to have that by level 12, but I'd also like to have at least a better rod by 12 as well. Or going to Oldberg and fishing white bream and bream. Especially if you go bottom fishing, Oldberg and fishing bream is some of the most lucrative fishing you can do at this level. With us focusing on float, you can get to a lot of the bream spots with telesticks. You'd be better off with bolognese rods or bottom rods, but there's also a couple of good white bream spots and sometimes some really good white bream orders. On another account, I caught one of the top US white breams float fishing not too long ago. Ooh, that's a good gibble. Didn't tighten up the line on my bottom rod, and it looks like we still may have a fish on it anyway. Another pretty decent gibble. A little worried that we weren't going to make a lot of money today, but it seems like we're doing pretty well recently. Pretty much everything we're getting here have been markers. And then, of course, we catch a small gibble. Game heard me talking. Marker roach. And again, you pretty much always want to be digging as much as you can think about it. Level up, working on leveling up bait harvesting. Plus, it's free bait. Not free, but basically free. The 6 portions of tea cost significantly less than the number of worms I've caught from digging. Little baby something. 86-gram crucian. I almost thought there wasn't even anything on the rod when I pulled it out. Pinch? Yep. Thought these two were laying on their side. Another marker crucian. Going the opposite way. Good crucian. That one might even be over a kilo. Just barely. It lifted it up and got it more in the wind. I thought it actually had a fish on. It was swimming with the wind. Looks like I actually have float on the second rod jammed under the boat. So it's not getting pushed by the wind and moved by the wind at least. Another 6 worms. And again, I've got T on number 4 and the worm shovel on number 5. The red rod here is my number 1. The blue rod is my number 2. And the bottom rod's my number 3. Downside of it being jammed against the boat is I didn't realize I had a fish on. Got a fish on my bottom rod too. You wonder why I walked up along the dock. It was actually getting caught on the dock when I tried to lift it up. I don't know if I mentioned it on bottom rod. To lift the fish up, you press right click and you lift your rod up. Same thing with spin fishing as well. That's way further out than I want. But I also want to just relocate this one. Then I'll lift this to bring it back where I can see it. So right click lifts the rod up in the air. Decent little crucian. .300-gram crucian. Still a marker. I'm not going to complain. And yes, I know we've got something on the bottom rod. We also have a bite on this rod. I want to try and catch this fish if I can. Nope, missed it. I saw it tilt over, but I think it lifted it up. And the wind caught it. I'm just glad both of these didn't dive at the same time. Started dragging on the bottom, I think. And rod one there, I saw it tilt over to the side and thought we had a tench on it. Finally. I'm pretty happy about the bite rate here. It may not be the biggest fish, but we're also using fairly small hooks because right now we have fairly small gear. If anything, I could put a bigger hook on my bottom rod than what I'm using and feel comfortable with that. That may be something I look for between episodes as well, as a little bit of a bigger hook for that, since we did upgrade the reel. This is a decent... nope, got caught underneath the boat and then yeeted out of the water. You can tell I actually moved the boat there. You can see the boat slowly drifting. Hello. 700-gram crucian. Again, got it stuck under the boat. And since the boat's now moved, I'm going to fish a little bit more where the boat was. I know today's been a little bit different in that we haven't been as focused on one species, but part of the game is just grinding fish too. And we have got a couple of cafe orders out of it as well. So I do have a little bit more time today. We may go a little bit longer. Wouldn't mind getting to level 10 today, but I doubt we will. Both the float rods got something at the same time. This is a decent fish, and it's caught. This is where having your net is handy. Another kilo gibble, or crucian. So press space to put your net out. And I am stuck. I evidently got just off the dock enough that it's not letting me walk. There we go. Found that 1 pixel spot I had to be looking at to be able to walk. Let's go run up and see what orders we've completed real quick and see if anything new's come on. The big crucians. We need 6. 27 silver there. I'm happy with that. Small gibbles, 3. So there's 30. Small crucians, 40 silver. We may try and go get these sleepers. And I may actually switch over to going after Roach in the same area we currently are. Oh, fish got away. Shame. So, pulled the hook out of the fish's mouth. That's unfortunate. I'm going to switch over to Roach and sleepers in this area. Probably more roaches than sleepers. But we'll put maggots on that line. Put a worm on this one. This one will be more for sleepers. Or sorry, more for a roach. This one, I don't even know where it is. But try bloodworm on this one. We can go get our free food today as well too. I haven't done that since we crossed midnight. I had a bit of a bite there, but probably was not a full bite. Saw both rods going, didn't want them both to hit at the same time. Small roach, but I think it's good enough for the order. Ooh. Biggest, big little common carp there at 900 gram. It's honestly a small common carp, but they are strong fish. I'm pretty sure that's what stole our hook 1 episode ago. And we just got the maximum total weight of fish caught in 1 day, which doesn't entirely surprise me, since in the past we've been going after smaller fish. Today we're going after bigger fish. And in the past, we've really been targeting the roughs, the bleaks, the sleepers, and they're all 100 grams for a big fish, Whereas today we're going after crucians and gibbles, and they're 300, 400 grams here for a okay sized one. Decent roach. Ah, we had nibbles on both. Had nibbles on both float rods, and I went after rod 2 and missed it. And may have missed a bite on rod 1 in the process. Pulled that one right out of the fish's mouth. Don't get caught on the boat there. There we go. Good roach. I'm pretty sure that's the roach order we were hoping for. Now I really want to go after sleepers more. Try shallow for the sleepers over here, especially with it being a cloudy, cooler day. I think we'll have some luck with that. So we made about 50 silver so far today. We still have a good number of fish in the keep net as well too. And a good percentage of them are markers as well, so they could be a pretty profitable day. Got some more red worms there. Got some more wed worms. I saw it come back up, but the brain had already told the finger to lift it out. This one had not come back out. I'm not really seeing the sleepers that I was hoping to, which means I may relocate. drank a couple tea there because we were getting lower than I wanted to on health. Anytime health is below energy and they're both yellow, that's not a good thing. Or not health food. Maximum number of fish caught in one day. I think my record for that on another account was over 130 fish in one day. It was just rapid fire, pull fish out, pull fish out, pull fish out. I think it was mainly bottom fishing with 3 rods, if I remember correctly, but found just a really hot spot. Unfortunately, they weren't a lot of big fish either. It was a lot of small fish, a lot of non-markers, but it was still fun just because of how active this spot was. Got about 15 more minutes before I've got to stop for something, so I think we'll just keep going, and then probably when it starts getting dark out, we'll wrap it up. Oh, come on. I can't believe I missed both of those. I may relocate across the bridge and see if we can't have a little bit more luck for some sleepers, or go down around the corner a little bit. I think that's what I'm going to do. While that hooks up, let's go turn in the roach order. Another 11, that's about 50 silver. We'll get our free food while we're up here after we dig. Get another 27 silver, so we made about 70 silver in a 24-hour period, and not really focusing on any high value targets either. All right, let's go see if we can't get some sleepers over here. I probably should have gone a little bit of a shorter clip there than I did, but too late now. Fortunately, it looks like we're still getting roach over here. This has been a decent spot for me here at 45.75. Um, I've had some good luck with rough here. I've had some good luck with sleepers as well. And I didn't want to run all the way around the lake just because, like I said, I got looks like about 5 minutes before I got to wrap things up here. And I didn't want to spend half that time running around to the other side of the lake. A little bit of a longer episode today, but we had the time, might as well use it. And we're getting to the point where a bit of the grind is necessary. There is a decent sleeper. It's actually smaller than I thought it was. Got that one so deep in the weeds over there I couldn't see it. Another roach. Another smaller sleeper. Let's switch over to worms. Just see if we get any luck. I've had a lot of good luck on night crawlers going for big sleepers, but we're definitely not to that point yet. Night crawlers are pretty rare to find here, and I think when you do find them, they're only in the 300 pack and cost 300-400 silver. So you see Erlich Dave, how he just had rig cut off by teeth. That means he was probably spin fishing and probably caught a pike or had a pike on the line, and the pike bit his lure off, so he lost his lure. And depending on if he had a leader or not, part of his line, he had a leader, he probably just lost his leader and his lure. You can protect yourself a bit, especially if you're going fishing for pike, by using steel leaders. If you're not fishing for pike, you don't really want to use steel leaders because the fish can see the leader if it's steel. You can see it a bit if it's monofilament, and then fluorocarbon line is pretty much invisible, but it's stretchy and it's expensive as well too. So I'll use it a lot of times for float fishing because it is invisible, but you have to be careful because it is so stretchy that I've actually had fish kind of yo-yo and bounce off multiple times. Good news about sleepers are they tend to, even on float, when they bite, they tend to not disengage. Like, I don't know if you saw right there, both 1 and 2 went down at the same time. I pulled one out and the sleeper on 2 was still there. Looks like worm might be hitting our sleepers right now. Yep. Another one on worm. Another one on worm. That was a marker one too, so that'll be worth some. And now both of my float rods have worms on them. And I'm actually going to go ahead and reel this one in, put a worm on it as well. Another one on worm. This is where it gets fun, is being able to try different things, find out what's working at the spot you're at, and then just having fun and pulling fish out. Or missing fish and getting upset. And not being able to cast where I want to. Roach. Just with the way it was moving around. Do have to wrap it up here in just a second. Need to let the dog, and kind of need to let myself out before a meeting I've got. So we had 27 more silver from the fish store before we came over here. I'm pretty sure we got the sleeper order. And we had pulled in 50, 55 silver before from the cafe. Sleeper order with 3 at 20. We definitely got that. So there's 60 silver that we made today. Perch with 5. We only have 2. I'm not going to try and target that. So definitely did a good job knocking out the orders at Mosquito today. As far as the most expensive fish we caught, this 800-gram roach, 3 silver. The 1 kilo crucians were also each about 3 sleepers. So definitely good one. Almost 40 more silver there. So we're over 100 silver. Between episodes, I'll probably go back over to the farmer's market and buy some more potatoes to cut up for bait. But I appreciate everyone watching. Have a good one, and we'll see you all tomorrow.